What's up guys, Andy here, and today we're reviewing over Demon Slayer episode 19 titled Hinokami. Now this episode was insane. Alright, the art, the illustration, everything about this, the animation was on point. I know I'm not one of those typical people who are like, oh, he's the main character, he shouldn't be able to beat everybody, but in this case, it really worked out perfectly. With that being said, we got to see Nezuko's blood demon art, we got to see Tanjiro's new breathing ability, we got to see, well, we got to see a small amount of Giyu and Inosuke, which really kind of brought out a different side of Inosuke, and we got to see some more of this, girl character that came with Giyu. And, I really like her character. She's got a really cool design and a really funny way of talking, so to speak. But yeah, with that being said though, let's go ahead and jump right into this review. I really don't want to waste time. I want to get this up to you all since it was late already today. But yeah, if y'all do enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump right into it.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
So right when we cut in here, we get the small recap of his sword breaking and him kind of just realizing he's fucked. We go into Giyu here, and we see a different side of Inosuke, as I was saying, because he's like, amazing, 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 this guy's on a completely different level, and then he's like, battle me, you're the best here, and if I beat you, that makes me the best here. So, that was pretty funny, but he just got strung up because Giyu couldn't bother with him. We cut over here, though, to Zenitsu, and she says here something really cool. The reason you see people before you die is so you can kind of like come to terms with not trying to find a way to live anymore. And she goes, that's just a theory, but it might be why you were calling me Gramps. And, you know, she's about to save his life there. We then cut over here to Tanjiro getting saved by Nezuko. Now this was an emotional scene because he knew he was dead here. And she jumps out and she takes the full hit for him and her whole wrist is off. And he's trying to hold it back on so she can heal. And then we cut to this. He's like, the bonds they have even though she's a demon and he's a human. Oh my god, I want it. I want it. And then the girl with him, she's like, but I'm your older sister. Don't desert me. And he says, shut up, and like slices her up. And that's when we find out here that he is actually a member of the 12. I'm not sure on how, you know, this whole thing works, but he is an actual member of the 12, and he wants Nezuko. He says, if you give me Nezuko without putting up a fight, I'll let you scurry off. You won't have to die here. And he, you know, Tanjiro's like, oh, hell no. And he strings Nezuko up, and that's when Tanjiro loses it. He goes in, and the blade, since it's broke, won't cut his neck or his threads anymore. So he's kind of screwed, but then he goes and he thinks about it, and you know how Tanjiro is, he's concentrated. And he goes into his 10th form and he's able to cut the threads again. But then he infuses them with what I think is blood. It's his blood demon art. And he can't slash the threads anymore. And so he has a flashback really quick. Going back to the whole theory of why you see dead people, or why you see people before you die. But it's his father, and it was his mother explaining to him, you know, your father does this dance every year on New Year's Day to please Hinokami, which I guess is like a god or something in Japan. I'm not sure, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But we then cut over here to him using the power of the new breathing technique he has, the Hinokami technique. So he turns into fire instead of water, so now he's got fire and water, and he blasts in, and he's like, I see the opening thread, I've got to go for it. So he's like, even though I'm going to get slashed by him at the same time. And that's when we cut into another scene of Nezuko talking with her mom, and she's like, please save your brother. And that's when she uses her blood demon art for the first time. Blood demon art, exploding blood. She explodes the threads, and which gives some separation so that there's no more threads for him to get hit by, and he goes right through it and hits the demon right on the throat, and then the blood explodes from her demon art and slices his head clean off. This shit was insane. The animation was so beautiful. Like, I loved every second of this episode. Like, oh my god, I'm so mad that this was late. But yeah, that's the end. After that, it just kind of fades out. So, if y'all did enjoy this episode, or this review, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you all do want to help me out. And yeah, I mean, can't ask for much more out of this. So I guess that's it for me, guys. Peace out.